This is the B450M-A Pro Max from MSI. So let's get it out the box and let's have a look. So in the box you get the motherboard itself, two SATA cables for connecting SATA hard drives and SSDs to the board, a silver I/O shield, an MSI Dragon logo sticker to pimp up your case, a driver's DVD, a screw to mount an M.2 drive into the board, a thank you note reminding you to register with MSI, and a quick install guide. I noticed that with this board you don't get a full printed manual, but you can either find this on the DVD or more likely online at MSI's website. So, looking at the motherboard itself. The AM4 socket supports first, second and third generation Ryzen CPUs and APUs. This is part of the Max range from MSI, meaning that it's already Ryzen 3000 ready, so you don't need to update the BIOS on it. Nice one. For RAM there are two DDR4 slots which support up to 32GB of dual channel memory. And to install the RAM is easy, just open the retention clips at each end of the slot, line up the RAM stick, it'll only go one way, and push straight down firmly until both clips click into place. For storage there are four SATA 3 connectors on the edge of the board and one M.2 connector which will allow either a SATA or PCI Express NVMe drive to be attached. For your graphics card there's a 16x PCI Express Gen 3 slot, and there's also a single 1x PCI Express slot for other peripherals, although the odds are most graphics cards are going to block the 1x slot off and render it unusable. Looking at the rear I/O panel, there are two PS2 ports in case you have any old mice or keyboards you have to use. There's two video outputs, DVI and HDMI, but these will obviously only work if your processor has integrated graphics. For sound, there are just the three audio connectors. 7.1 surround is possible, however, using the front panel connectors. There is also a gigabit LAN connector to connect to your wired network. There's no Wi-Fi included with this board, so you would have to add that separately. Finally, on the back, there are 6 USB ports. These comprise of 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 and 2 USB 2.0 connectors. Add to this the 2 extra USB 3 and 4 extra USB 2 that you can add with the front panel connectors on the board, and there's a potential for up to 12 USB ports total. For power, there's the usual 24-pin ATX power connector, but only a 4-pin CPU power connector, so not really a board for overclocking with. And on that note, I would say that overclocking really isn't a good idea with this board due to the lack of cooling around the VRMs. Looking at the other headers on the board, there are two fan headers, one for a CPU fan and one for a system fan. If you need to add more than one system fan to the board, it's best to use a cable splitter like this. Although these days a lot of cases and fan sets will use a separate controller, which may only need one header to plug into anyway, if any at all. So overall, I'd say that at about £55 currently on Amazon in the UK, this is obviously a budget offering, and it does show, with only 2 RAM slots and a lack of overclocking power going to the CPU. But for what you do get, it is great value, and I would say it's perfect for budget builds. So I'll leave you some links to the B450M-A Pro Max in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. Give this video a like if you liked it. Got loads more videos coming very soon. Best way not to miss any of those is to subscribe below. It doesn't cost a thing, and if you hit the bell notification icon, you'll be told every time we upload a new video. And speaking of new videos, why not watch one of our other videos on the left hand side of the screen right now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.